Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch the Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It's based on a series that came out in the 1980s. You guys might be too young to remember that, but we're not. When we were kids, I remember they actually had these books in the fucking library, man.
Remember,
like you could rent them or borrow them or whatever the hell you call it. I don't know. Library.
Rent them. I remember the toe one. That bitch always scared me, that corpsey thing that walked up there. I was like, you got that tough acting toes.
It was genius because the pictures were so scary.
Yeah.
Even apart from the stories, even the stories that weren't scary, the pictures were always with that weird pencil sketch. And a small part of me hoped that they would realize, okay, the big fans of these books are grown now, so we're gonna make, like, when the movie comes out, we're gonna make it super nasty and just out there and like play to the people who read this as kids who are now adults and surprise people with it. They went a different route. It's produced by Guillermo del Toro, directed by Andre Overdahl, who did Autopsy of Jane Doe.
It was scary as fuck.
Excellent, scary
really
movie,
good movie.
It was awesome. One of the best movies of that year to come out. But this definitely feels like a Guillermo del Toro movie. And he came out and he said, he was like, it's going to be PG-13. I want this to be a really scary kids movie.
The jangling man is coming.
I'm gonna put my dick in.
It feels more of a fantasy gothic horror tale than it does a pure horror movie that's really there to scare the tits off of you.
I respect the fuck out of what he did that for. I mean, he could have easily taken these collection of tales and made them really dark and gritty and nasty and made them extremely scary and slapped an R-rated on there and wore it to your mother. But no, he decided, like, I'm gonna stick to the source material. I want to make sure that it's kids horror. And like, I'm gonna mix it with some Goosebumps. I got a little bit of like the Ring Samara shit going on in a lot of it too, but like a light feather Samara, like not the scary contorted shit that will make your butthole clench up, but lightly diarrhea. But it was still good enough. Like, I didn't get like, there was a couple of jump scares in it that I reacted to, but overall while I was watching it, it just felt like it made you get that fall feel or something. And that's what I think this movie does really well, is I did feel watching it. I got that old nostalgic feel for like trick-or-treating and Halloween, and we're so close, guys. I can smell the autumn leaf in my nostril. But it did. I think that in that respect, he did exactly what he set out to do, and I think he did create nostalgia for a lot of us fans that grew up with the books.
Eat it, Harold.
I wanted more, but nonetheless, I guess going in and thinking about it, like what it's based on, and the fact that it was PG-13, it was like, yeah, that's okay.
As much as I said I would like an R-rated film generated towards the people who are fans of this as kids who are now adults, I kind of have a hard time even envisioning what I kind of wanted. I have a hard time seeing this as an R-rated movie, and they did a good job with it. The movie's really well done. It has that really gothic fairy tale Guillermo del Toro feel to it. Like it really does feel like he directed it. But sometimes these movies, man, they're just, I might get shit on for saying this, but I think sometimes in Guillermo del Toro's films, he focuses so much on the sets and the aspects and the props and things like that, and everything having this fantastical feel to it, that sometimes for me, I get a little bit bored in as collateral damage to the horror that's supposed to come out of that. I think sometimes the horror, like it's like when you have this really nice set of toys and you have them set up right and you have like the Bat Cave and you have all this cool shit and it looks glorious and you have the best toys and it's all nice, you're almost afraid to get in there and fuck it up and make it and you know, play with your toys.
It's a corpse looking for her missing toe.
It's supposed to be tales that you tell around a campfire, fucking scare the shit, I hate you. Like, it's supposed to be like that. But he wants to focus on building up the world and building up the atmosphere, and that's what he's creating, his atmosphere. I think that sometimes, it's not him doing it. He's producing it, but his touch is over it.
Yeah,
it's just the director, though, I think is going for more of a classical, let me set the setting really well, and I'm going to focus on something. I mean, they're not going Stephen King here and let me, you know, face fuck every goddamn leaf on a tree before we get to the actual thing, because that's what Stephen King, I love Stephen King, but that's what he does. He is a very, very talkative person in his narration. But nonetheless, I gotta still say, like I'm trying to put myself out of the box here and say, if I were younger, if I was a 13 or a 14 or a 16-year-old going to see this, I think it would be fucking amazing. I think I would be like salivating over this movie and joining up the fucking Del Toro army. But as I got older, and I guess I've seen some shit that I'm turning white.
I've seen some shit, man.
I've seen some shit.
I lived a hard life.
Fuck y'all. You know what I mean? But no, I think that now, looking at it and watching it, it's like, yeah, it's fun. It's kind of nostalgic, and I enjoy and respect what he did with it. But at the same time, I don't know if I would necessarily call this a home run hit for me. It's still a good movie, and it's definitely a movie that you should go see if you're a fan of the books. And as far as like, but I'm just saying, like, I know the audience, I know the target audience, and it's clear in the very beginning who the target audience is. Nonetheless, I still had a decent time. I just feel like they could have shored up some of the talking points.
And you're dead on there too, because I took MJ to see it, my 9-year-old, and I take her to see all the horror movies with me nowadays. Not the crazy one, but
did you see Midsommar?
no, like I didn't take her to see Midsommar.
I would never.
But I did take her to see
go myself.
Child's Play and Brightburn. She handled those well, and she loves horror movies. But you know, you got to watch the sex content and all that stuff like that. But for the most part, I take her to see a lot of these horror movies.
I watch all the sex content.
She absolutely adored this movie.
Yeah.
It made her cry twice, which is rare for her. The only time,
not like scary cry, more like a connecting to the characters.
Yeah, like emotional cry.
And you know,
she jumped at the scenes that were supposed to be scary, and the way she explained it, and this is totally coming out of her mouth, but she was like, on the way home, she was like, it was an emotional roller coaster. She was like, at one point, she's on the phone with her dad, and I'm crying, and the next time, the Jangly Man comes out, and I'm like, what?
Did you turn to her like, you should have actually never broke contact or eye contact with the road, like, you're not dating until you're 32. It's like, you're way too advanced.
She knows.
It's like, who the fuck with that? It's like that. Getting whatever that military chip in Small Soldiers, and they get it injected with it, and you're like, what the fuck did you just say?
She knows. When she's dating, I'll be in her trunk. Anyways, as far as the target audience goes, they nailed it. She absolutely adored it. Like
There's a couple kids
it made her cry. It scared her
theater.
in just the right ways a couple times, and she loved it. For me, going in, I don't see anything wrong with the film. Like it was a well-made film. It was done right. It looked glorious. There was a couple, kind of creepy parts in it. It didn't land as like a movie that I just loved and I have to watch again.
But that's probably on us, because I think that as adults that we are now, and we're both over 30 years old, going in and watching a movie that we loved as kids, and we were like reading these books in like early 90s, mid 90s, and I think going in like, dude, this fucking gonna be shit.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that's cool. But then again, at the same time, I don't have any kids, but if I did, I'd probably take my kid to go see it too, and I'd have a great time, because they would be having a great time.
It was a home run in that aspect, but I think for me, in my head, I think what would have made it great to me would have been, so like when you're a kid and you rent these books from a library, you don't expect them to have an actual scary element to them. You expect them to be some bullshit or whatever like that. But these somehow got mass produced, and they somehow pushed their way into the mainstream. What would have been crazy is for this movie to have done the same thing. For it to come out and be like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and then when you go in there in the theater and you sit down to watch the movie, they level it up to a point you didn't expect again. And they didn't, but I don't hold it against the movie. This is one of those things that like my expectations or what I would have loved would have been this, but I do have to recognize it has some creepy moments. It's not a bad movie by any means.
I'm afraid that we woke something up.
You shouldn't have taken the book.
There was nothing apart from maybe one character that you didn't see in the marketing. Every single checkpoint was in all the trailers. All the characters were in the trailers except for one.
Yeah.
They're all in the trailers. You had featurettes like meet the Scarecrow, meet the Jangly Man.
I don't want to meet any of those fuckers.
I get that you got to market the movie, but there was not. When I went to see the movie, like I'd seen exactly what these people looked like in the trailers already. There was no surprises. Basically 4 or 5 scary points in the movie, and they placed them throughout the film, and then they just put exposition in between them. For me, it probably would have been better if
you're puppeteering. Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Helsing.
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
And when I see Van Helsing's, I swear I'll slay him.
Van Helsing is more than you know, child.
Die.
He comes from the mountaintop and sings with hymns.
I think it would have been better if this was done as an anthology film. For me personally, if I had my druthers, it would have been done as an anthology film where you didn't have to build this whole landscape and this whole atmosphere around it. I think a lot of us are just going there and being like, okay, where's this story? I want to see this story, I want to see this story, and I want to see this story. And they're placed in 4 or 5 spots through the film, but you just have all this stuff in between, and for me personally, I was bored waiting to get to the stories that I wanted to see.
They had trouble, fleshing out or creating more of a substance story with only 1 or 2 pages to go off of some of these tales. And so I guess their idea was like to make a Goosebumps type of approach where all these characters could exist at the same time, and you know, it was a smart approach. At the same time, selfishness, because we were there first. We wanted on you know, the anthology series, and I know what you're saying, and I agree with that. I mean, that would be awesome, and like that would be a totally different movie, and that would be, you know, fucking extremely scary and creepy, and maybe a movie that you could even go take your kids to, or maybe not even want to go yourself.
What's that?
It's your book of scary stories.
It just takes so fucking much time sometimes to get there, and you're like, God damn it, get to the fucking next golf hole.
Yeah. And while they did a good job and the characters were likable and the story had a point to it, it had something to say,
yeah,
as far as like letting shit go. And like sometimes, you know, even though you've been hurt, you know, you have to let that go before you become the bad guy. There was a story to be told there, and it was a little bit deeper, which is why, like I said, my kid cried twice, which weirded me out because I didn't even get emotional at all.
I think that, you know, I think the line, the main line at the very beginning and at the very end, how some stories can hurt and some stories can heal.
Yeah.
And doing the whole thing, I think that's a really cool, you know, moralistic fiber that was going through it. And that's another great thing that they're doing for the target audience, is that they're not just telling you a fucking, you know, creepy stories to tell around the campfire. It's also got some really cool, like, you know, what
It's got some stuff to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King.
And by the way, the best actor award, I think it'll go unnoticed for the most part, but Dean Norris was fucking great in his role. The dude from Breaking Bad, the dad.
Oh yeah, I loved him.
He was really emotional. Yeah. His part was really, that's the part that got me a little bit emotionally at once. But no, all the kids, all the actors are great. Everybody did a great job with the film. The production is top notch. I still give the movie a strong 7.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7.0. I liked it a lot too. I just feel like, again, selfishly, I wanted it to be more than it was, and what it should have been probably is exactly the way they made it. If I had my desires, you know, opened up, and I, like with the La Merchant box, and I got to, you know, it would be a Netflix show, and it would be rated R, and like you mentioned, you know, an anthology series with different directors coming in, putting their spin on it, doing a creep show kind of thing. However, I understand the motive and the reason why they did it the way they did it, and even though the target audience was obviously the people they were really focused on, I still had a good time watching it, and it was really cool and interesting to see these characters that you got scared of at night when you were like 14 and 13 years old back in the 90s. Fucking, like, there they are, like it's actually happening on screen. I feel like the only holdback with it in a lot of ways were sometimes there's a lot of boring scenes, and sometimes I think the dialogue was too much. And not that it was like hard to understand, I just feel like it was heavy. It was not, you know, it was like 90210 shit. I'm like, I don't need that in my horror movies. And I don't think a lot of kids need that shit in their cereal either. Like, let's just get to it. I think that if they had shortened up and, you know, moved ahead a little faster with those stories, I think it would have been a totally different kind of feel for me. However, the music was good. It wasn't like overly terrifying. Like, if you guys have kids out there, you could definitely go take them to go see it. Like, it's not gonna scar them for life. Like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a good time, and they might even say, let's stop at that weird Barnes & Noble that's still up for some reason.
It walks that nice line of like being terrifying for kids at times, but not like fucking them up. Like my kid and I were both like scared at certain scenes, but they didn't take it to the next level, and that's okay because that's what they were going for.
You're not gonna look like
they did a really good job.
Well, yeah, your kid's not gonna come out looking like fucking I don't know, the girl with the spider. Like, I can't tell you what happens to her, but it's not gonna happen like that. It's not gonna be like somebody's gonna, you know. But anyway, yeah, 7.0, 7.5 for you. We had a good time. It was still, and again, if you're a fan of the books and you don't have kids, or you don't want to take your kid to go see it yourself. Like, it's still worth your time. I mean, it's not like one of those movies you're gonna go see and like, I shouldn't have wasted my fucking money. I should have stayed at home and watched Pornhub. Because I was in the middle of a jack-off session. But it's not going to be like that.
It's not going to blow you away, but it's a solid damn effort, and well done.
Well done, God.
Well done, God fucking damn it. We love your fucking faces. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. It gets goddamn way in my opinion. Hey, yeah.
I think one of an adult scariest stories to tell in the dark would have been...
herpes.
No, it would have been this. It would be like...
No, seriously, herpes is scary.
You know, it's always, you know, that's scary too, but what about... this tale I call My Condom Broke.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. movie.